right, now, start of this one, you can see I have my seat put on here. It's not bolted on though, so I want to do that today. That's the thing. And I also want to work on my front end and get my hood mount, and then I can work on everything that goes between the two. All right, so one of them is going to be right there, center. Another one, oh, back here. All right, first thing I want to do is I want to make sure my brackets are lined up straight with each other. Yep. They look about that way. We'll see. Unfortunately, that's all the tacking I'm going to be able to do. I got two on this one, one. All right, I think it cooled enough. I don't know that though. Let's give it a shot. There we go. Oh yeah, this is gonna be fun, huh? There we go. Seat is mounted. Whew. Whew. Wheelie. All right, I've been looking at this thing for a while. This has been in here since I put everything together at all, and I think it's about time I actually install it. Now you'll notice I have a couple more of these steering racks over here. The reason I did is because I couldn't find these on their own, but I could find them with these for, I guess, relatively cheap. So I bought a couple. But that being said, and you'll see what that's for later. Let's start with that, and then we'll fit it on the tube in there and see what it looks like. This guy comes in handy once again. I did all of that so I can find some centers, so I can pilot drill. So if this one's an inch, a half is the middle. So that is where I pilot drill. All right, now these hole saws don't do the nicest job of making a straight hole. You see, because it kind of, especially this one, after I bent it, it wobbled. But you can see even those ones, it still has a little bit of a lip. So I'm just going to straighten them out, all out. So now we're done with this guy again for now. Now I'm going to weld these small ones to the big ones. I'm going to do it on both sides. And I have one of the dirty ones in between for a spacer. And then once those are welded on, I'm going to put this on top of those with the hole saw and the 1-inch thing to keep them lined up. And then I'm going to weld these to that. Once those are welded together, then I'm going to drill my holes through for the bolts. And then I'll cut the bolts and I'll put them in there and I'll weld them from the back. Once those are welded in there, then I'm going to use a cutting wheel, or I'm going to take them, I'm going to use a cutting wheel and I'm going to cut the top plates on both sides apart so I have 2 separate brackets. So let's see how this plays out, shall we? All right, they're welded up on the outside here. So the next thing I'm going to do, once they cool, is drill my holes right in here and here for the bolts. Holes drilled, time to cut some bolts. All right, so the bolts are welded in now. One thing I did not think about was getting them apart. So I didn't oversize these holes and they warped a little bit. So I tried to straighten them out a bit, but while they're still hot. So hopefully I can still get it apart. And once I cut it apart, I'll oversize the top ones so they'll go on there. Let's just hope we can get it to that point. Haha! Alright, now I just need to clean these lips off of here so I can squish more if it needs to. Cool, and see how it doesn't bottom out? That means it's going to squeeze it. I think I just need to weld them on. All right, those are welded in there now. They're cooled somewhat. Let's get this feeded back in here. Feeded it. All right, let's see if this is cooled down enough. That one's still pretty hot. Still got a little room to squish if needed. They're not quite flush. And that is tight. Look at that. It's got a little toe. I'll have to take care of that, but other than that, it's got steering. How cool is that? Yeah. So as you can see, I got these steering brackets welded in. So this guy is all mounted. All right. That took me a day, about 5-6 hours to make those. So, yep, that's it for today. Buff it up, 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 buff it up